Hello, and welcome again to another episode of the Camerata podcast. Whoops, had a little brain fart. That's 6 seconds. It's a new world record for me. In any case, this is the podcast of the Camerata. For those of y'all who don't know, Camerata is a small artist collective based out of Whittier, California, and we do our best to throw live events and create collaborative opportunities for all sorts of local artists in the LA and OC areas. That being said, speaking of projects, this podcast is, dedicated to having conversations with local creators. And today we have one of just those. This is GL James, a local musician. And, well, why don't you kind of take it away and say what else you've got going on under the
Yeah.
hood?
What's going on, everyone? This is Gio James. I'm a independent artist. I'm over here. I just actually started my solo project, which is Gio James, like I'm mentioning, and this isn't necessarily my first musical endeavor. I've done a couple bands before. And in the past, I've worked with different bands like Roy G and the Biv,
Mm-hmm.
just doing mostly backing musician gigs, just playing guitar for other bands. But yeah, this is my first time trying to do my own thing. I've been in a bands all my life, and yeah, it's never really worked out for me with bands because I noticed that and it could just be my experience, but there's a lot more going on in a band, and I feel like with solo, the thing about like a solo project for me is I have a little bit more control of like specifically the music and also just the direction I want to take this, and I just like being in control. So
Hey, that's totally
yeah,
fair. I totally understand where you're coming from with that. It's nice to be able to exercise a good amount of I suppose independent thought when you have a creative
yeah,
vision and you want to take it somewhere.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
So, oh, my bad. Go on.
oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna remark on one of your releases, your 2021 album, Max and Relaxin'. That's what it's called.
Yeah, Max and Relaxin'.
Yeah, I was listening to a couple songs off that earlier. I'm really digging the chill indie vibes. If you don't mind, we can play like a little clip of one of
Oh
your
yeah, that would be
songs.
sick. If
Hey.
you do, yeah, I say oh man, I honestly forgot the name. The thing with that project is I feel like I wanted to just really get a project out there. And for me, I was really just worried. I was trying to figure out like because I think the whole thing with like being a musician is like you got to have something to say. And so for
Hmm.
me, like with that album or at least that project, that was me trying to figure out what it is I want to say or like how it is I want to go about like writing lyrics or just like talking about different experiences and like with my new projects, I think I have a like clear understanding of what it is I want to say. Because I think it's important to have some sort of like message or something you want to get across to the listener.
Hey, that's what we like to hear. I mean, this is just me agreeing with you, but I do,
Yeah.
I do resonate with art of all forms having something to say. Otherwise, it's imagery or it's just sounds. Yeah.
Exactly. It is. And sorry, so if you do decide to play that like a snippet from that, um I say go ahead and play Not Sure. I think I've heard a lot of people say they like that song. And it's just an instrumental, but uh it's it's me just not caring and like for like even though there are no lyrics, there originally were and the
Hmm.
reason like I called it Not Sure is cuz I was not sure of like how this would be perceived for others, but I didn't really mind it. I just kind of went for it. So
Hey, I dig that. That's brave shit right there. I love that. Yeah, here's a maybe about 20-second clip of Not Sure off of Max and Relaxin'. 'Cause. 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 and that was it. Um, it goes
Yeah.
by faster when we're recording.
No, yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I did want to ask. You were saying that this album, this project specifically,
Hmm.
is kind of you figuring out what you want to say as an artist.
Exactly. Hmm.
Um,
Exactly.
if I might ask, what is it that you felt you wanted to say with this album in particular? Is there like a way that you feel confident
Yeah.
summing it up?
So I think like because I think what I like to do honestly is I like to do a lot of what do you call it, like uh free conscious, right? So I say stuff and I make sure they're things that I actually like am trying to say at heart, and I don't focus on like what how I'm saying it, but I'll look back at it and then I'll be like, okay, like can I make up what was I trying to say, and if so, how? And with this album, like this album, it's mostly like me talking about myself, kind of
Mhm.
in the way where it's like uh, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how am I gonna do this whole musical endeavor project? Because I've seen a lot of people like they get on and then they do stuff and then maybe they won't do anything for a while. um and I think for me what I really want is longevity, and I want I want to have uh like with what I'm saying, it's like I'm basically the whole project is basically me talking to myself. A lot of the lyrics, it comes off like self-reflective. I think like a good, for anyone listening, I think like a good example would be like Hold On. I think track number 7 off of the EP. I'm just talking to myself like, okay, uh like hold on, like this is your goal, this is your vision, and it is going to be like a long and hard path, but it's a path that I need to take, or that I want to take. And it's like it's just like me like telling myself, okay, you're here, like what do you have to do, like how do you need to do it, like there's so many ways to go about doing this whole thing. And like for me, I'm trying to figure out like, okay, where's my like, where do I stand here, or like where do I go from here? I'm not sure, but yeah, I think uh it's just very reflective. And like I grew up, I grew up in South LA actually. And I've
Mm.
seen and I think one of the experiences that I do want to talk about later on as I progress with this is talk about like, because I've seen people, they think they have like things figured out with their lives, but then they, as soon as they like really take like a step out of their comfort zone, they get eaten up. Because even I've experienced it where like I've played shows and people have told me like to my face that like, oh no, I don't like how this sounds, or like, everyone has like an opinion and stuff. But like I think as like, as an artist or as anybody, I want to let people know that like they can be themselves, and like it doesn't matter if like, you know if how you come across isn't how you want to be seen. But it's like
Mhm.
as long as you're that yourself, and you're confident, and you believe in yourself really, um anything is possible. I really do think that, I really do believe that anything is possible. And I know for myself, like this is gonna be like a journey that I don't know how long it's gonna get, but or how long it's gonna be, but you know, I just got to go through with it, and I believe it, so that's my vision for it.
That's killer. I dig that. I resonate with that as well. Having people let you know that they don't necessarily agree with what you're doing, or they don't like how
Exactly,
you're
yeah.
doing something creatively, and
Hmm.
it can shake you. But it's also, I think that kind of criticism also helps reinforce whether or not you want to change something about yourself.
Hmm.
I think if somebody's really trying to jab at just what makes you you, and that's a part of like your creative, that's a part of your creative self, and it's not like harming anybody in any way. It's like you know, just stick to the road you're on. People don't like it. That just means that you know they're on a different wavelength than you.
Yeah, it does mean that. And I've seen it too, because I have friends. I have like a lot of musician friends. This is kind of funny too. I should mention. the reason I found out about your podcast because one of my homies, Norman Ventures, I think you had him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
N-
I know him. I've met him. He's really cool, man.
he
Uh,
is.
and so like I have like creative friends, and then I also have like non-creative friends, and I'm
Hmm.
like, it's totally cool, to not to kind of go through life not having like a too crazy creative outlet or anything. And well, I think everyone does, but it's just different degrees. But like,
For sure.
um, everyone like functions in different wavelengths. But I think something that's like universal for everyone is to like believe in themselves, and I think that's important.
Hell yeah. Like that's number one right there. Having the confidence to go through life, um, just not really hindered by what people have to say about you. I mean, of
Hmm.
course, if somebody's saying like you're doing bad shit to people, then yeah, you might
Oh
want to
yeah,
reflect
yeah,
on that. But if it's like if people are getting you down because of a certain style of music you like, or how you dress, how you go about your life in the most like, you know, inoffensive ways, then no, you are you, and there's only going to be one you. So it's like, just stick to you. Be who you feel happy with.
exactly. Hmm.
And quick shout out to Norman though. We've had
Yeah,
Norman
shout out.
play at a couple of our shows, and he's always such a trip to watch perform.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, he invited me to watch to show. I think it was on. It was at the Smell. I think it was like I forgot who was playing, but yeah, that's how I met him. It's pretty cool. So
killer, killer.
I've texted him on Instagram before, and yeah, I just like I like some of his music. It's really good.
Yeah, yeah. He always puts out like stuff of different. He's got like a wide range of genres that he kind of dips into. I love it. It's got a very similar aesthetic, but there'll be stuff that's
Hmm.
like very like grungy, and then there'll be stuff that's very soft and acoustic. That's what I like about his music. It can go into many different forms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also did want to ask, speaking on people that we might know mutually, you are affiliated with Infinite Grid Records, right?
Yeah. So that's like I think like I guess you would call it a small record label that my friend Ohad is made. Um, so I'm not sure if you know any of the bands Ohad's been part of. He's been in
Rocket Nine is one?
Rocket Nine, yeah, the most
Yes.
famous. That's
Oh
the
my
most.
God.
She's been in a lot of actual projects too, like with Hop Brothers. But Rocket Nine is definitely like the most known.
Yeah, Rocket
The
Nine
shows
are
are really fun
absolutely
too.
sick.
Yeah, the shows are fun. No, but yeah, so Ohad actually made that, and it was like a couple years ago. She asked me like, "Oh, do you wanna?" She asked me like, "Oh, through text, right?" She's like, "Oh, well, I'm doing this record label. Like, do you wanna like be a part of it? You know, send me some of your songs." So I sent a couple, and I think she just chose that one because she liked it the most. So um, yeah, so and it was really cool to see that too because um it was like I mentioned a couple years ago, and so I never really seen or I've never really been a part of like one of those collaborative efforts, and so it
Hmm.
was cool to see like it be done. And then I think they even sold cassettes. I'm not even sure, but I think yeah, it was cool. It was a nice experience.
Yeah, I was checking out their Instagram page, and I was really tripping out over, just the different stuff they had put out. They did put out a couple cassettes very early on. At least it seems to me. It's like one of the first posts that they made that they had
Hmm.
some cassettes that they were releasing. Well, that's super sick that you were involved in that, dude. I don't think I've ever gotten to work with a how do you say, with a record label in any capacity really. Well, at least in
Yeah.
terms of releasing. I think as as a promoter, I've thrown artists out to Z tapes for their big compilations. Recommending their music.
Oh, I've heard of
Yeah.
Z tapes.
Oh, they're
I
fucking
think
rad
Ohad's
too.
even yeah, I think Ohad's even been in one of those, like one of their cassettes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard of Z tapes.
I think those two are affiliated as well. I mean, there are so many artists that have worked with Z tapes. Norman's done some Z tape stuff. I think he's actually done like a couple album covers for their compilations. But in any case, yeah, I've never actually been on a release for something like that though. So that's really cool that you
Oh
got that
yeah.
experience, man.
No, yeah, it was fun. I mean, these those are just tracks that I had. And I think with every release, something that I've like been really like conscious on is like every release I want it to be like a better recording than the last. Because I
Hmm.
do I feel like something for me that like through because I kind of like had a little bit of time off to just reflect and see how I could like, okay, I've made, this step with, releasing my EP and stuff. But now I'm like, okay, what else can I do for like my career? And so like I know I want to like invest more on like different sounds, and like with each release it's like a better recording, and I want to see like progress, because I don't want to my biggest thing is I don't want to like stay the same, like same sound or even the same way of recording, because I want to like each time like some change it up and make it like different. I think I feel like that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Hell
Is how
yeah,
can I
dude.
make this different? Like, how can I make this like cooler?
Artistic evolution. That's what I like to hear.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also want to ask. This is something that I don't think I've touched upon much in conversations that I've had with others on the cast. I just want to ask your opinion on something as an indie artist, as both of us being indie
Yeah.
artists. Do you think that higher fidelity music is better music? Do you think that
Mm,
music produced with like, you know, more high tech, high
yeah.
quality equipment, do you think that stuff produces a better sound than perhaps the same songs produced with more lo-fi equipment?
So for me, honestly, like being really honest, I feel like it does something. Like I feel like at the end of the day, like fidelity, low fidelity or high fidelity, it's really like an artistic move, because it depends on the context of the song, right? So if you want to do like I guess in a way, just to like make it easier, if you want to do like very commercial music, then yeah, go ahead with high fidelity. It's pretty common.
Mhm.
um but even then, like indie and stuff that has like a low fidelity to it, and it adds to the art too, because it feels lo-fi, and so like you associate that sound with like the name lo-fi, um or even indie too. And I think it's really about the artistic move too. I think does it necessarily like make a song better? I feel like no. I feel like uh if the song is good, it's good, and then fidelity is like, okay, where do I want to take it? Like how do I like what direction like sonically do I want to take it? But I think a song could be good and be recorded on like an iPhone or something, or and I've heard like songs from like different artists, like they've showed me that they've like recorded on their phones or like garage bands really good. um and like I know a couple of like jazz musicians like who play like at a jazz ensemble with like at Cal Arts, and they use like really good really like top notch like fidel like they rent out like real studios at like Capitol Records and stuff, and their stuff, so like sometimes like I like some of their stuff, but sometimes, if I'm being honest, like I don't like a song or something, or I'm just not feeling it. And and like that also kind of depends on your cup of tea too, because like am I a crazy jazz musician? Not really,
Hmm.
but there's some songs I like, and there are some songs that are maybe okay, but
Yeah,
um yeah, I think it depends, honestly.
for sure, for sure. I don't know. I just bring that up because one of the things that I'm trying to include in this cast is, I just suppose, more thoughtful conversation regarding equity and accessibility, specifically in
Yeah.
the arts, but elsewhere in life as well. And that's one of the things that I think that's one of the things that bars a lot of indie musicians from quote unquote making it, that is making a living off of their art, is that
Yeah.
to a wider audience, higher fidelity does mean better music. So it's harder for a lot of artists to put out music through equipment that they can afford, um, and get a good and get a resonate get resonation from a wider audience, because not a lot of people who grow up listening to like radio stuff and to pop music and stuff like that. Not a lot of music of people who are invested in that kind of music are used to like lo-fi indie
Hmm.
sounds. Not even like the music itself, but the sound of recording with like a 4-track mixer rather than a big ass fucking whatever
Like
they
these
have at
big
Capitol.
consoles or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I wanted to hear your opinions on that.
Well, okay. So with that, I feel like it's true that not everyone has access to that, and it's kind of hard too to like even if let's say you had the money, right, or the investment in it, you need it takes time to like choose like the right studio or like the right producer, I think. So
Hmm.
if it's not cost of money, it's also cost of time, or it is kind of an investment where it's like you're putting your time and your money in your wallet too,
Yeah,
so
exactly. And some
yeah,
people can
that's
have a
also.
lot. Oh, my bad.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah.
I was
So
just
go
going to say some people can have a lot of money, but maybe they're getting that money from putting in mega hours at work. So it's like you're right. It is an investment of two different things that are very much intertwined in our lives.
yeah, yeah, it is. And I think like the right I think um because we still see like a lot, there's still like examples, I can't really name any, but like of people still blowing up, and they come from nothing, and it's like, oh, they did it. So I think it's still possible, and honestly I think
Oh yeah.
everyone has like a different, so everyone starts off differently, like everyone comes from different parts, but it's like
Hmm.
it matters where you end, and so like um I think like it just depends on how you are able to navigate yourself, like with your situation, as long as you're able to navigate it well, and like invest in the right things, then it's totally possible to like blow up, and well, not even blowing up, but like getting your recognition, because I think like um sometimes it could be deserved, like sometimes like it's like someone that really really put in their hours and put in their like money in a wallet or whatnot, or I think mostly hours, but they put in their 10,000 hours, and so now they're seeing like them there's their growth or their success, and I think that's well deserved.
Hey, cheers to that, man. I do
Mm.
want to just one more comment on that. I think that I don't know. I think that at some point everybody should be able to make a living, quote unquote,
Hmm.
depending on no matter what it is. And I don't think it's realistic for everybody to like make a living off of art specifically. I don't think that's like
Yeah.
a realistic view of the world. But I also think that there are enough people who very much enjoy art, but not to the extent that they'd want to do it for a living, just to justify that the people who do want to create for a living should be able to. And
Yeah.
I guess yeah, that's why I bring up equity. It's the matter of like even if your art isn't like even if you're not like doing Katy Perry status kind of stuff, even if you're
Mhm.
not doing like all that sort of jazz, um, I do think that there's a level of recognition that has to be had just for like working at all.
Yeah.
And of course, you're not, and like most people aren't, full time artists. Most people have something on the side. I'm just gonna ramble, so I'm gonna stop myself
Yeah.
there before I, just, spill all the beans out. Uh,
Oh no, I want to
that's
hear it though. No, yeah, I think you should be able to hear it.
Well, I mean that's the thing, though. I think I'd said everything that I needed to say.
Oh,
Then,
okay.
just to be more concise,
Hmm.
whatever you do in life, whether you're contributing to, a small urban garden that maybe your neighborhood uh, are the sole benefactors of, or whether you're,
Yeah.
you know, an engineer for like a large corporation, or whether you're like a somebody who does these like incredibly like complicated things. I think everybody deserves that right to like live and not just survive. And that's especially true
Oh,
for
okay.
artists,
Yeah.
artists who create kind of like the fabric of media as we know it. It's like you can't imagine sitting through a movie or watching television for like an hour straight without music. Like that
Yeah.
shit is so integral to how we, view media in general. So it's like, and that goes for all artists, not just musicians. So that is to say, whatever you do in life, there are people who support you doing that, and there are people who support the belief that you should be able to live off of it. And that's it. Don't want to,
Yeah.
go down the grind any further because I'm not very good at speaking. I don't know why I chose to do a podcast when I
Hey,
consistently
no,
ramble.
but but it means you have heart, man. You're doing it, and that's what matters. I think it's like, uh, yeah, you're doing it. So congrats on that.
I try my best. Thank you so much for the
Yeah,
recognition, James. And
yeah,
you know
man.
what? You are doing it too. You are creating,
Yeah,
and honestly, that shit. The sheer fact that you are creating something artistic and something like that involves your like something deeper than just like logic.
yeah,
That is to be
definitely.
acclaimed. That is a brilliant step forward in any human's you know path.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't know. I just like it.
Well, that's why we do it.
No,
Hopefully, it's because we
yeah.
like it enough to want to put hours in.
No, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think I think for like my next project, because I right now I have been uh spending some time at the studio actually. I'm trying to
Nice.
record a new single, and I have like a promotional video too that I'm working on. Uh and yeah, I think it'll be fun to do that. I think like um something that I've been like trying to figure out is like promotion. So I feel like I'm gonna see like these next couple of months, see like how I can just learn about it and actually apply it to stuff that I want to release, to get like a better outcome, or like a better, um I guess the thing I think I like measure like success with like streams or something, or just like, oh, how many people like are checking your stuff out. And
Hmm.
so I think like I need to I want to focus some time on promotion, and I think it'll be fun, honestly. Should be fun.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, just a learning experience, but
Hmm. I dig that, man. Quick question regarding your recording process. I saw in like one of your posts, one of those little collection of photos. Um,
yeah.
I saw you holding like a either a bass guitar or regular guitar, and then the next photo had you behind the kit. So I wanted to
Yeah.
ask, do you do all the instruments
I
for these
I
solo projects?
I do and I think
Killer.
yeah, I do. I record everything, and I think that's why like the especially with the EP, it came out the way it did, because that's just like my skill level at that time. And and like I mentioned too, like putting in hours, right? So like I've been practicing more, and so I feel like with the next release it'll be like a more like updated like of where I'm at musically, and like how I'm able to play stuff, and how I'm able to execute my ideas. Um and yeah. But yeah, I do play everything, and it definitely takes a while to get done.
Oh, for
But
sure.
yeah.
But still, I that's one of the things I admire most in musicians that I listen to frequently, the ability to kind of seamlessly switch between two or more different instruments and have that contribute to whatever they're creating. Uh, in that regard, a shout out to fucking Dasuo, Hunter Tidwell. I forgot what your other
Hmm.
last name is. I'm sorry. But in any case, Hunter is the fucking legend. This guy plays so many instruments so well, and he's always releasing music. I'll put a link. I'll put a link to all the artists that we shout out in the
Yeah,
description of our YouTube
definitely.
video. But yeah, Hunter's one of the folks to check out. This guy is so creative, and his skills on all the instruments are impeccable. But yeah, that's just me, kind of going off again. I
Yeah.
love it when people are able to like, groove on more than one thing.
Yeah. And I think it kind of just like it helps also with songwriting too, because it's like, with drums you can change a beat and it'll change a song. Like hip hop is so like drum influence, and
Yeah,
it makes a difference, like ghost notes and stuff like that. I think it helps you, like sometimes it can help you with songwriting and like change things up a lot.
for sure. Speaking of, bringing up multiple instruments and bringing up hip hop, excuse me,
Yeah.
slowly losing the ability to speak over time. Um, I did want to ask though, like, what are some of the influences you've had artistically and specifically as a musician? Like, who are the folks who've
Mm.
kind of contributed to your current musical understanding and the music that you want to create?
So I feel like for sure the first person would probably be like Michael Jackson, honestly. Like honestly,
Hmm.
it'd be Michael Jackson and like Prince, because when I was younger, like I remember watching Purple Rain with Prince, right? And so like I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And I like the whole like arts, like how artsy it was with like paintings and candles everywhere, and like just the songs too. It was so cool for me. And like I played Guitar Hero too, like when I was little. So stuff like that. So like I think, yeah, so Prince and Michael Jackson like early on, and then like recently, I've actually been listening to MF Doom.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm barely on I'm checking out which album is it called? Food. That one.
Yes, the classic. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
a
I'm
whole
a
good things. No,
huge
yeah, I'm on that album. My favorite track. No, my favorite track is Hot Hoe Cakes, One
hoe
Beer,
cakes.
and
My God,
yeah,
yeah.
those are good tracks.
That's
Fucking
what I like to hear. I'm a huge Doom fan, dude.
yeah, no, I'm barely getting into him, so and it's cool. It's fucking cool. So like, I'm just enjoying that right now.
I'm happy to hear it, man. If you are liking Doom stuff so far, I highly recommend the
Mhm.
Mouse and the Mask. It's his
Mouse and
collab with
Moose.
producer Danger Mouse, and it's got a whole bunch of cameos from the voice actors of a whole bunch of different Adult Swim cartoons.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
like you have the whole Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Whoa, whoa!
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, that was me clicking on the on the album.
Oh
Sorry about that.
god, it scared the fuck
Yeah,
out of
sorry.
me.
No, The Mouse and the Mask, right?
Yeah, the Mouse and the
Yeah,
Mask.
yeah,
It's
I
got
got it.
like,
I got it. I got that saved right now. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
no, but it's killer. If you grew up on Adult Swim like I did, I think you'll like it. Just a whole bunch extra because all those little cameos are so fucking like brilliant.
I remember watching like mentioning Adult Swim. I remember watching like Family Guy and stuff, like the Cleveland show. But I
Oh
think
yeah,
everyone has. I think that's just like the standard.
yeah. It is kind of part of the American cartoon lexicon, just like
Yeah.
that American Dad and trying to think of what else. Aqua Teen Hunger Force was one of my favorite of those cartoons growing
Oh,
up.
I've seen a couple. I've seen a couple, but I never really like seen too much. That
That's
that's
all
with
good.
the French fry, right? And like the
Yeah, yeah. With
like
that's
the meat, like meat.
Frylock,
Yeah,
Meatwad, all
yeah,
those
the little
weird little
yeah,
creatures.
yeah, yeah. I think that like I think like that show got ended or something, right? Because it was like so old or something,
Yeah,
and then like
I think it has been canceled, but I think it's still like really prevalent in a lot of
yeah,
people's media today.
no, yeah, it's cool.
But yeah. So if you don't mind, we're going to be winding down the cast in a few minutes. I
Okay,
do have appointments to make after one. But I did want to ask one more question if you're cool with that.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we typically have a little section at the end of each cast where we shout out different people in our creative communities that are have been inspiring to us of late, and that we really want to just like give some good attention to. I know we gave some love to Ohad and to Norman and to the Z Tapes
Mhm.
folks, but if there's anybody else who you want,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
just drop some names, drop some names.
well, yeah, the fans out there should listen to Roy G and the Biv.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think they have a couple songs on one of their Z tapes. And they're a killer band, really sick stuff. Um, someone else, I guess. Oh, they should check out this. Well, not really a homie, just some guy that I want to be homies with. Hopefully, he after he sees this, or if he does, we could get to talking. But his name is Jonah Roy. He's this guy from St. Louis, and his music is also very like indie pop, really cool stuff. Check out "Fuck That" by him. Sick song, sick song. Uh, and I guess the third homie probably be this producer actually, an old homie of mine. It's gonna be it's Jar of Sand, Sand, dot D. Yes, him. Uh, really cool beats. He's actually because I've actually been working on a couple YouTube videos too, just to do on the side. He's actually helped me with background music, so his beats are pretty dope. Definitely him. And I think that's all for
Killer.
now. But you know, these are all the homies, and I appreciate everyone, all of them. Yeah,
Hell yeah. Yeah, thank you for, putting in the good word for those folks. It's always good to, support the people in your community that,
exactly. Yeah,
believe deserve it. I just want to, drop a name real fast. I want to give a big old shout out to. I already talked about Hunter. Hunter is super fucking cool. I
hmm,
want to give a shout out to Nat as well, the sole proprietor of the artistic project that is Flux Psyche. They are an incredible musician and they create this real groovy, dreamy sort of like what's the word for it? It's like very electronic pop, but it's also very
hmm.
subdued. Kind of like if Cure and Nine Inch Nails met, like
Okay.
newer fast pop stuff. It's dope. It's dope. I love Nat's music, and I love Nat. If you're listening to this, thank you for being a part of my life, and I hope that you are having a good day. Uh, but yeah, go check out their work. And speaking of having a good day, we are going to, call it now. Thank
Yeah,
you to everybody for everybody listening for supporting the Camerata and supporting the artists that we, that are part of our communities. I'm very grateful for the folks who continually show support. And thank you to you, James, for being on the cast.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for having me. I mean, this is really cool. I mean, first podcast, or first, yeah. Um, and I think I had some fun. Yeah. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, I do hope that you enjoyed it, man. I definitely had a good time, chatting it up with you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, this will be going up in a week or so. For everybody listening, go check out GL James's music on Spotify. Released a single this year. Last year was an EP or album.
EP,
It was an
EP.
EP. Yeah, my mistake. I labeled it an album last I spoke of it. But yeah, check out James's work online. Uh, this was Andres Marquez, your host as always, and hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank y'all, folks, for listening. Bye bye.